Good evening, citizens of Earth.
Welcome, humans.
Radio BUCCD.
We are the only alternative.
Get buzzed. Radio BUCCD. Radio Buzz. RadioBuzz.com.
Now on RadioBuzz.com and syndicated on Facebook Live, this is Ask Kirk Lockhart, the online media strategist.
That's what they call me.
That is what they call you.
That's what they call me. It's a quick story behind that. I was doing sales for years, and it got to a point. You know how you really want to build your referral business. It's a big deal to get people to refer you. And we used to give business cards out. I used to be in Yellow Pages. It was a big deal to give people your business card. And it just got to a point where I would always say, hey, if you need me, call me. And I wanted everybody to have my number. And I got to the point where I started hearing it myself. Ask Kirk Lockhart.
Uh-huh.
And it just stuck. And it's history. It's where we are now.
All right. Well, you have also a guest on here.
Carmen Bowen. She's the president of Concord College in North Hollywood, California. I'm sure you've heard of it before. You've probably watched them on TV. You've probably seen them many times. Carmen, say hi.
Hello. Good afternoon from California. Tell us a little bit about Concord. Well, Concord, we are a school that has 16 campuses nationwide and 4 in California. And so I'm one of the Southern California campuses, and I'm the campus president, and I've served in that capacity for 14 years. And we do only medical careers. So we have 7 programs. We have vocational nursing, respiratory therapy, surgical technology, physical therapist assistant, and then we also have medical assistant, dental assistant, and medical office administration.
Okay, that's a mouthful of benefits. And I guess my first question is, based on what you just told me, if I went online, how would I come across Concord College?
Well, of course, we have a website like everyone else, and we have all the primary social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then a couple others, Pinterest, Yelp, everything. But you can go to www.concorde.edu, and that's our major website, and it'll tell you all about our programs. And then, of course, it'll take you to our social media as well.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to share that link in the description down here in the comments. Okay. And my thing is, a lot of people feel like, well, we're on the internet. We're on Facebook. I got a Gmail account, I got email. So they think that that's enough, and you guys, you just mentioned, you rattled off a bunch of the, what we call social media channels that people frequently visit and post on. And I believe you have someone in your employ that handles that.
Yeah, we do. Well, as a company, we have a marketing and advertising department, and at our, we don't call it corporate, it's our campus support center. And the marketing division of that supports our campus. And we have a social media manager that supports all 16 campuses and helps us, to manage that, all of our different pages. And at each campus, we have a social media curator, and that person, they help us gather picture and capture any events, anything special happening on the campus, so that we can share it on our individual campus's social media page.
Okay. And that kind of leads me into, this question I had for you, which was just how serious is the company as a whole taking this aspect of marketing? Because it's a lot of people have a page, but you can go visit the page, and I would ask one question like, hey, so, how can you guys post? A lot of times they don't know. I'll ask them, well, who do you post, and what is there a reason for it? Because every action is an action, but it should have a purpose behind that action. So, and that purpose is usually something, when you plan a purpose, you call it a strategy. So do you know anything about the strategy that Concord has for your campus?
Absolutely. We certainly want to make sure that we're capturing the essence of our school And, because we have people looking at our campus and wanting to know if they want to be a part of this school. And we want to capture all the different events that we do, any messages that we need to share. We feature, even if you go on our page, our Concorde-North-Hollywood page on our Facebook, and I was even featured as for the faculty spotlight this month. And we do faculty spotlights, we do student spotlights, graduate spotlights. We have just lots of different things that we do to try to keep our community involved and also to know what we're doing at Concorde. We do have a social media posting. I wouldn't say, we try to have I hate to say a goal, but we try to target a certain amount of posts per day for each entity. And that's what our social media curator does. And they make sure that all the information and all the things that are happening on campus are captured, and they submit them to our marketing department. And they make sure that, everything is worded properly and that, no misspellings and things like that, because we want to be properly represented as a school.
Okay. Now, my main goal behind having a weekly broadcast is to help people who don't really know how to do this. And that leads me to tell a lot of people who say they do know how to do it. They're just not doing it because they don't have time. They don't have the time to do it. Running the campus, I've seen you in action before. You don't have time to post. This is not something that you would take the lead in. And that's why you have Victor doing that at your campus and at other campuses. When I go through it as a consumer, I think about it like a person that might be interested in higher education. I don't see the campus coming up the way that I think you guys would like it to come up. And those are things we'll talk about offline. But I just want to get people to think about it. We need to create some synergy where people are starting to look at their business the way the rest of the world looks at their business.
Absolutely.
How do people look for you? You remember those late night commercials? What TV show? Quick trivia. What TV show would you broadcast of trade school, vocational school, or college?
Oh my God, there's so many different shows. Usually the exciting shows, I hate because I'm not going to give them any publicity, but those fun shows that sometimes have a little bit of action on them.
You're the father. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Those shows, and that became a mindset of the people who do marketing for colleges, that those are the only people that is a chief target market, but there's so many other people who might be interested. And right now, the one thing I can say that everybody has in common, beside those shows, because I don't watch those shows, but we all have in common, we all have a smartphone. Right. We all have a device that we communicate with everybody on, and how we do that is so important. So all I want to do is generate some urgency for people to look at their own business. They can call me, they can message me, they can inbox me, and I can help them. But even before they do that, I want them to look at it themselves and ask themselves, am I coming up where people are looking for me?
Right. And I think you and I have had that conversation before, because, definitely I'm focused on what we do as a college. Mm-hmm. But we also have hospitals and clinics and things like that we want to partner with. And so that often comes up in conversation about how do we get them to be seen, or how do we find them, or we had a hard time finding them. So, I think social media, like you said, a lot of people don't put in that time. No, I don't have as much time, which is why I do have Victor Marquez. I'm giving him a shout out since he works so hard every day. But, we have to work as a campus to get all of that information together. Now, really one person or two really can't get it done. So all the faculty, staff, students, graduates, everybody, they share different information with us so we can get that message out and post daily. So we have an ample amount of posts each day. But sometimes smaller businesses, I know, they might not have that same synergy as we do, and they don't post that much, or they forget to post. And they don't understand that if you're not posting and keeping relevant every day, then people are going to forget you, or they're going to go to someone who is posting and taking that time every day. So, wow. That is something that we really have to take time to do. And Victor and I, we meet every day, and he'll ask me, even though I'm the president, he'll say, I want to make sure anything's happening today, make sure I get pictures, or where do I go to take them, or can you make sure that everybody sends them to me so that we can capture them and share them with our students? And I got to tell you, our students and our graduates and our faculty, everybody loves to see themselves, or we have a lot of pride. And so we want to see those great things that our school is doing, because when you have a medical school, we serve the community. And you want people to know that not only do we do good things, that we educate students, but that we're out there in the community doing things to support the community. And that's important. I
understand you do a lot of civic things. I've seen you, when I looked at one of your profiles, you have, you're on a lot of boards and a lot of things around Hollywood. How do you take advantage of social media with sharing all these experiences you have? Like when I come out, I did a site visit. I try to do something monthly, go out and see some of my customers here in California. I have customers in California and in Texas. I can't visit the ones in Maryland, and I can't visit the one in Arizona. I can't visit the one in Atlanta. I can't go physically and visit those, but I look online and visit them to see what they look like to the public. Well, when I come out to your campus, you have an atmosphere that I don't see anywhere else, where everybody's really friendly and open, and it's safe, but at the same time, everybody knows each other. Your office is open and everybody's walking in and out of your office and everybody knows your name. It's amazing. I'm not used to that. Are you doing anything to bring that vision to your social media? Because if you don't see it, it doesn't really, you know how people are. They don't see it, but it doesn't exist. Right.
Oh, no, I guess the thing that really sets us apart from a lot of schools or companies is that, I know that as the campus president, I set the tone. And so I have to come here with a good attitude and a smile. And, I always tell everybody I'm probably the biggest joker on campus, because I probably am. But they know I also, run this campus professionally, and I want everybody to be a team and have that good synergy. Right. We do post a lot of our things on campus. Today is one of our new student starts, and so I'm doing this wonderful radio show, but I'll have to go speak with them in just a minute. But I let them know that we're available. We talk about social media there. We tell them to go on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter pages and like us so that they can follow us. And, we have to keep that word out all the time. And just by doing this show or, being featured myself, even on our own social media, I'll go tell the students, hey, go check it out. And I'll make some, light up and say, hey, I'm a movie star. Come on, go see me online. And they'll go and look, because that is a big deal. And they'll say really kind things and so forth. But I want them to see what's happening. I also go ahead and try to share when I'm at certain events. I try to take some of our student ambassadors with me from time to time. They're called lamplighters here. And I take them to different events with me. And then when I take pictures with those students at these events, for example, we participated a couple weeks ago at the Valley Economic Alliance's Hero Hired event. That's an annual event. And I took one of our veterans, his name is Glenn Self, and I took him with me to that event. And since he's a decorated veteran, I wanted to let him know how we appreciate it, but also give him that experience out in the community. And so we posted our trip to that event on our social media, which we got so many likes and shares just from that. And of course, that made him feel special as well, because he's one of the people that have made an impact on our country. Okay. That's wonderful. And that's the kind of stuff we need to continue to do to keep ourselves in the view. There's some trends coming on. I'm going to share with you 2018, 2019. Virtual reality, virtual reality is really going to step up tremendously this year. You got to be ready for that. You guys need to be thinking about how you're going to incorporate that into your social media strategy. You need to think about, they call them Insta stories. Okay. Facebook stories and Insta stories are also huge. If you haven't done that, you need to look into doing that. These are things I get calls about. Those are the things people call me about because they don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah. Everybody knows Twitter, right? Yes. You guys tweet? Yes. Okay. Twitter has been declining in usage, steadily.
And I would love to hype up Twitter and everything, but I got to be realistic with my clients and let them know that we need to pay attention to more mobile, other mobile interests beside Twitter. Twitter is still a part of our mix, but we've been paying less attention to Twitter because of the decline and more attention to, well, what do you do when you go online? You look at video, YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Video is it. Video is big. Okay. So those are things, if there was anything you jot down that you want to mention or anything that Victor wants to look at, video. If you're not taking advantage of video, every opportunity you get, you're going to be a little bit behind the curve. Okay. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to share beside just video, Facebook video. They're right now, Facebook and YouTube are looking at each other like, exes. It's like, Facebook loves Facebook and they don't want people to leave Facebook when they're on Facebook. So make sure that the videos that you guys do, that you're uploading them to Facebook, not just sharing a link from YouTube. Okay. Right. I want to give you something back that you guys could actually use. I don't have enough time. I can't do enough radio shows to share all the information that is popping up regarding social media. Okay. But I'm going to try every week to give a little something back that people can take to camp and make money with. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do you have any questions that you guys, or is Victor there? Does he have any questions regarding anything they can do different?
I'm sorry, Victor, he had to run back to his second job here, which is his primary job. He's our receptionist too. But I will, maybe next time we'll try to get Victor in here to stay longer. He's kind of shy too, but he's great. But he's not shy online. He's a posting beast.
Really?
Yeah, he loves to do that. But, I know there's a lot of things, and I always, I try to look out there to see what's happening. And of course, I'll try to talk to people like you and figure out new trends. And I share that with Victor all the time, but also our company does that too. Victor and his, the people that do the same job at our other campuses, they have periodic phone calls and webinars, and they talk about the new trends and things that work well and things that could work better, because we want to stay ahead of the game. And it's always a constant adjustment, because, one entity like Twitter used to be super hot. And then, like you said, their people are going more to YouTube, and our students use YouTube a lot, and they do a lot of their projects and post them on YouTube. And one of my physical therapist assistant programs, they did a class project and posted it the other day, and it was hilarious. Okay. So, it's just a lot of fun things, and it's, we all loved it and we shared it. And so we encourage them to do things like that, because social media or media itself is how people communicate.
Now, I've been sharing your links. I shared your Twitter and your YouTube and your Facebook, and I think maybe even your LinkedIn. They can do it by going first. I shared your website, but look at it today. I challenge you to look at those things. I know everybody's on. I believe you 100%. I know everybody says, "Oh yeah, we're great." I need you to look at them though, and if you see something, I promise. Every time I look at my stuff, I find something that I can do different.
Absolutely.
Some way I can share it,
Yeah. Well, we will definitely, because we always want to be relevant. We always want to be out there spreading the word, because what we do is something that really impacts the community, and that's healthcare. And we want to get the best and brightest students, definitely, because they're the people that care for us. And so the best way to get the word out is social media now, and answer their questions and things like that. So, and that is something that we continuously strive to improve upon. Okay.
Do you know if you guys are part of any groups on any of these networks that are?
I'm sure we are. And my fun person, Victor, he has all that great information, but also on the actual sites. We do have groups on the sides of Facebook and things like that. We do. Sometimes I'll click on them and see. I usually I look to see what's on there that we're sharing every day, but sometimes I'll check the groups. And I'm on a lot of different groups too myself through LinkedIn, and I'm on a women's networking group, things like that.
Right. Oh, you're on that. What's the big group in LA? The Women's Alliance? What's it called?
Oh, I go to a lot of their events. I'm not an official member of NABO, but that's something that's coming up.
Shout out NABO. Is there anybody that you want to mention? Anything that you guys are working on in the next week or so? Because I'll do another broadcast next week, but this week, is there anything that you guys are planning?
Yeah, we're getting ready to be a participant at the Health Expo and Career Fair through the Valley Economic Alliance. And so we can share their site and have a lot of information on that. It's a two-part event. Part one is at a local hospital. And I see it just ran out my brain. But anyway, it's on their site. And then also at LA Valley College, the second part for the career portion. And we participate in that Glendale of Venice. Sorry, see, it came to my brain. Glendale of Venice. But we participate in that annually and do a presentation. So it's really needed. They talk about the hottest things in healthcare. They have all kinds of different healthcare entities there demonstrating the hot items or talking about concerns in the community. And so the first part is more like a seminar. And then the next day, it is a career fair, and they have hospitals, clinics, and things like that, and schools. And we're out there in both capacities to help find jobs for our students, but also anyone that's interested in attending our schools. So we'll be there in both capacities. But that's something good. But HealthX, and that's with the Valley Economic Alliance. But check us out also on our website at concorde.edu, and go specifically to our North Hollywood campus and check us out. And certainly go on our Facebook page and do our North Hollywood campus and see what we're all about. And check out my article for Faculty Spotlight.
Okay, we'll do that. If you guys have anything that you want to share with the community in the future, be sure to, you can post both on, you can contact us at Radio Buzz on Facebook, which we're broadcasting live on. And you can also contact me through any of my Ask Kirk Lockhart pages. I have over 20 pages specifically that focus on social media strategies and social media marketing. And I have, I manage over 100 pages on Facebook, business pages and groups. So it's a good way to get out to people. We're shooting for 1 million. We're getting close. We're getting real close to 1 million followers and likes.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that's something that for me as a independent, it's not the same as for a big business. I don't understand how big businesses make it with, low engagement. It's, and I have to know that when I talk to not the person that answers the phone, but the person that pays the bills, when I talk to them more intimately about their business, they share with me the pain of not growing when things aren't going in the north, when everybody wants to go north, and if you don't want to see your numbers go south, it's nothing wrong with going north if you're coming from Long Beach, because you'd be headed toward Beverly Hills and you'd be headed toward Santa Clarita and you'd be headed toward Lancaster. There's nothing wrong with going north when you're driving, but when you're looking at your numbers, when you're looking at your click-through rate, when you're looking at your impressions, when you're looking at all the people that actually inbox you and are asking questions that might lead to, closure, what we call conversions.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go upward. Everybody wants to go forward. So, I'm not saying I am not the only way to do it. I can only do so much, but I am trying to encourage people to take a good hard look at their own social media strategy. And if you don't have one, get one. Okay. Right. Carmen, I want to thank you. I don't know how much more I could ask of you. You are a star. You are made for the camera. They told me my face. Yeah, beautiful face. They told me my face was made for radio. Yeah. So
that's too cute.
Here we are. Meant to be a blogger, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. If there's any questions or anything you guys need, I'm always here. And I'm on Radio Buzz. I want to give a shout out to Radio Buzz. They're streaming the best rock worldwide. I'm laughing because inside I can see it. There's actually a map, and it just shows how many people are listening, and you see it blinking, and it kind of looks like something you see at Vegas because people come on, you see people popping up on the map. Yeah. And so when we sit there and I look at Chris is like, look.
Yeah. You mean Chris the genius?
Chris the genius. Mm-hmm. Chris, you've been listening. You have any comments?
Not off the top of my head.
You're into social media. Come on now. We do a lot of web design, social media. Strategies are the biggest thing, and it's not like being bare aspirin. Here, just take 2 of these. It's like being a pharmacia. It's being a pharmaceutical company. You got a whole bunch of different remedies, and that's what happens. We can't know how to help you unless we know what hurts you. And a lot of times people don't know what hurts them because they don't go to the doctor, right?
Right. So
if you haven't talked to someone who does this, you may not know that something's broke. I talk to people and we're looking online and they say I'm on Facebook and they're not. It's not published. We were talking about this week. I went through sites this week. I found 12 unpublished Facebook pages that people were posting to, and they didn't know their page wasn't published.
Wow.
They had no idea their page wasn't published, and they were posting.
Yeah, it just goes down into the abyss of nothing. And it's a recipe. It comes down to you're making a pie here. It's not just one solution, one thing. There's several things that it takes to make this happen.
Well, also don't forget, sometimes you'll go on pages and people have pictures that are years old.
Right.
And they send you to their page and you're thinking, you don't pay any attention to this page. Why did you send me there? And so I think you're right. And I've heard, a lot of people say, I'd like to grow my business and do things, which is kind of what I do. I'm on the board at the Valley Economic Alliance. I'm also on the board at the Valley Industry and Commerce. So not the board, I'm on some of their committees, but we talk a lot about that. And also, I'm on the board at the Universal City North Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Hello, you guys. I meant to say hello to them, to my board members there. And that is one of our challenges too, keep posting and getting our events out there and things like that. But you got to stay relevant. You got to post things, and you can't have old things streaming on your website or your social media pages. You got to keep relevant. And that, I think a lot of people tend to forget and get too busy to update. And then if you send someone to your page and they're thinking, well, when's the last time you've been on this page? And then they're less apt to frequent your business because you haven't even paid attention to it yourself.
That's right. All right. I want to say some highs. I want to say to Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Melissa in Duncanville. Patrick in Cedar Hill. Chandra and DeSoto. Sylvia in Forest Hill. I want to say Monica in Dallas. Kalila in Sherman Oaks. Sabrina in DeSoto. Brenda K. You know who you are in Dallas. You and Pooh. Red Toy, hello. Charlemagne in Cedar Hill. So quite a few people that are live right now. I'm not seeing all of these comments, but you guys you can get it up. The best thing about, I was talking about the benefit of live video. It takes preference. Both Facebooks takes preference and umbrage to live video over pre-recorded video. And it's also a better tool if you want to reach more people. The live videos tend to get more likes and follows than the pre-recorded videos. And the best thing about the live video is that when it's done, it becomes quite a video.
Yeah.
Share. And the reason I wanted to mention some of those people, there's a lot of people that might be at work or something. This is I'm on the West Coast, so here it is 2:28 p.m. What time is it there? What time is it in Dallas? My Dallas people. It's I had somebody on the East Coast.
Before 28 in Dallas.
Before 28 in Dallas. And all the way on the East Coast, you're talking about 5:28. So people off work or in traffic. So you miss some of those people. But for the people right here, the bulk of who I deal with, a lot of them right here in Los Angeles County. And we went to the Eddie Awards, and I was so impressed with all of the communities that are, business friendly. There's so many people in this area, endless. Chris, you told me that if you mentioned Santa Clarita one day, you were saying, man, if you could just be the one in Santa Clarita, you can eat forever.
Absolutely. You target a specific area and you'll see all kinds of results occur. And that's the biggest thing that I hear is how can you target a specific area? And this is a message for everyone, is the only way that you're going to hit one specific area is either through the Facebook, right?
Right.
Or you're doing SEO on your own website.
Right.
There's no other way to really focus on that area. You have to focus into communicating with those people directly.
Right.
And, we can reach out globally right now. We're around the world right now. And, we have folks that are literally, I'm looking at the map, Norway, United States, Canada. We're all the way down in Brazil, Australia. China's struggling to get our signal. But we get down into, Mexico, China, or Japan. So it's global reach.
Right. And I'll throw in there, when you say global, I always use that word virtual, meaning, it doesn't matter where I'm at. We can still do business. We can still talk. You got to remember, as a business, the end user is not always around the corner from you at the moment when they need the information that you have posted. So you have to make sure that you have a presence that exceeds just this zip code. Okay. Having a school in North Hollywood is great, but I bet all of your students don't live in walking distance.
Oh, no, they don't. Not at all.
So you have to have a presence that extends outside the 5-mile radius of where you are. Now, if there's another school, another campus that's closer to where people live, yeah, they're going to do that. But sometimes there's situations where they can't get into that campus and they have to go to another one for a specific course. Okay. Yeah. So you just have to, and I'm not just speaking to you, I'm speaking to anybody that's listening regarding, don't box yourself into this building, this one room. This is, a lot of people, I'm gonna call veterans, people who've been in the business for a long time. When I say the business, their business, they'll tell you, I've been doing this for years. Son, I've been doing this before you were born. I go, yeah, but internet doesn't care. It doesn't. And the yellow pages, I was in Palmdale. Someone gave me their phone book in Palmdale. I was looking at it. They said, oh, you can have that. We never use that. You can take that with you.
I haven't seen one in years.
I got one in Santa Clarita. It was on the porch. It was I think it was YP. Mm-hmm. YP had a phone book. I got it. I looked at it, and I used to be a very aggressive salesperson in Yellow Pages, and I flipped through it to see if any customers of mine are still in the book. And some of them are the AC contractors, the attorneys. Some of them are still in the book, but it's their internet that really gets them the true leads. That's right. Where they're getting from.
Nobody looks for that Yellow Pages anymore to go find a number. I know I go on what are my search engines?
Right.
Click it in there and try to find them. Lunch, anything. That's what I do.
So check this out. We're going to wrap this up. Carmen, thank you. Thank you, Concord. Thank you, Victor Williams at Resume Scribes in Ventura. Thank you, Marty Joe Taylor, attorney at law in Dallas, Texas. I think I have a few sponsors out there, people who say, we believe in you. Thank you, Uncle Albert Whiteside and Albert Whiteside's son. Is he the third Albert Whiteside? Carmen?
I think he's the fourth. Yeah, the third or fourth. Yeah.
Third or fourth. Jesus, it's a lot of Albert Whitesides, right? Okay. But thanks. And Wanda, I know you're on. But for all those people back in Dallas, my Starbucks crew, both in Santa Clarita and Cedar Hill, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about social media. Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. We're online. I'm out.
Bye.
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 This has been the Ask Kirk Lockhart Online Media Strategist Show. Catch us next Friday at 2 p.m. as we reveal all of the tips and tactics how to get online. This is RadioBuzz.com.
RadioBuzz.com. Get buzzed. Radio Big UCCD.